Many of you are probably familiar with what's happening in this video. This man had robbed a store and had the stolen money in hand, but he said that it wasn't enough to pay for his daughter's kidney transplant. So he returned the money, and I wondered, was he doing a good thing or a bad thing? We tend to think that morality is purely black and white, but as I've just shown, whether you're being perceived as a good or a bad person exists entirely within the gray area. Let me give you another example. Say you were born in a tribe, and your entire life, everyone you'll come to know and love lives within this tribe. Your people, however, have the yearly tradition of sacrificing a baby and then cannibalizing this baby. It is done to serve a god and continue a tradition in which your entire tribe has accepted and obeyed for millennia. You're literally doing God's work for your tribe, sacrificing and cannibalizing this baby. Yet if you'd read this on the news, you would be filled with disgust. But is the cannibal truly wrong for doing what he's been told and believes in for all his life? The distinction between good and bad lies in context. Driving like a maniac is obviously wrong, but when you're doing it to drive your kid to the hospital, you're suddenly the hero of the town. But if all morality is subjective, can anyone ever be considered a bad person? Well, yes, and there are more rotten apples in the basket that is called humanity than you think. Let's start by dissecting where it all starts. The part of the brain which allows for decision making. We humans have got our intuition and reflection. Intuition is simple and effortless. It's usually your gut telling you to do certain things without really thinking about them. These are things that are considered common sense, like holding open the door when you know someone else is about to exit behind you. You're born with your intuition. Then there's a reflection, which is the complex part that really gets your wheels turning. For example, running the costs against the benefits to deduce whether doing something is worth it, or coming up with a plan to get to where you want. These are things which you as your own individual develop over the course of your life. Understanding these two frameworks is important, as you can narrow it down to a simple question. Whatever action, be it selfish or selfless, is intuitive, and what is reflective? Well, this has actually been tested by a group of researchers from Harvard and Yale University. A clear and important distinction is that your initiative, aka your gut, responds fast, whereas reflection, aka careful thinking, takes a while longer. The researchers used this to their advantage to deduce whether someone was acting out of basic human nature or whether they were rationally thinking everything over. 5 studies and a total of 834 participants gathered from nationwide sources required participants to engage in a group-based financial decision-making task and had them choose between acting selfishly or cooperating with the group. And the study found out that people who follow their gut and make lightning-fast decisions tend to cooperate, whereas slower and more rational thinking usually results in a selfish act. Does this prove we're not evil? Of course not, but it does show that we're hardwired for cooperation and generally out to help. For most of us, it is the conscious decision to do bad, and fortunately for many of us, when weighing the good versus the bad, we tend to lean toward our inner good. Armed with this information, we must ask ourselves, where does it go wrong? How come we're supposedly born good, yet we're completely surrounded by self-induced evil? Well, circumstance. Let's exclude actual crazy people, as they are deserving of a video of their own and in most cases act out of an illness. Humans who have to be motivated by a strong desire or necessity to do something wrong. Keep a person deprived of intimacy and they will be more inclined to grope or even rape. Keep a person homeless and hungry and they will be more inclined to do crimes involving money. Their desire or need outweigh the consequences. So does this mean we're good until we turn bad? Well, yes and no. There are many people who likely have had it worse than you, yet faced the similar question, should I be doing that? And while you may choose to go bad, someone else will have shunned away. We are lucky to be living in the most peaceful and, from a survival point of view, the most easy time in human history. I believe this had a great impact on turning humans good. Most of us don't face problems which deprive us of our necessities, so the cons are weighed too heavily against the pros. Therefore, there is no need to act selfishly. But who knows what our future holds?